So last week I gave you guys a reveal of the saltwater tank, and just to let you guys know, the tank's doing very well, and I've got a new fish that I can't wait to show you.
You know what? Let's change things up a bit. I'm always distracted from making YouTube videos because I'm on the go enjoying life. So maybe I ought to do stuff with you guys and just start talking to you wherever I'm at, and then come back and put it in the video. So what possessed me to get a 55-gallon tank? First of all, let me show you my view. So when Wayne's Fish World was selling online, I had a whole bunch of tanks that I still have, and among those tanks were two 55-gallon aquariums. Whoa, can't see nothing. Were two 55-gallon aquariums, and they were just sitting around doing nothing. And I said, you know what, I want to engage community, and I also want to house more fish, and I'm really itching to get back to some of the basics. Your basic community fish were the essentials, and that's what I'm doing with these two 55-gallon aquariums. So my main goal with my aquarium channel has always been reaching out and captivating minds and giving back the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years. So when I look back in my file and I think about what captivated my mind when I was younger, one of the main attractions is the fact that you've got a box of water with a little ecosystem in there. One of the main mistakes people make, but can be accomplished, is that people want to cram a lot of fish in an aquarium. And that might not be the best way to go about it, but sometimes, depending on conditions, that could be accomplished.
If a peaceful mentality is a qualification to determine a certain fish can be classified as a community fish, I think a lot of community fish would fall short. Certain species of fish don't get along with either their own kind or other species or similar species. But for the most part, when you think community fish, you think tetras, cory cats, live bearers such as platies, guppies, mollies, swordtails. You think of labyrinth fish such as gouramis. You think of rasboras. Community fish vary in species, but the way I would like to classify them is that they're a type of fish that can coexist peacefully or semi-peacefully with a broad spectrum of other fish and adaptable to different water parameters. The one thing that they have in common is, for the most part, they have a peaceful mentality. They're hardy, which is perfect for beginners. So let's bring you up to speed. This stand I built a couple years ago. It holds two 55-gallon aquariums, and it's made out of 2x6 lumber. The top tank is doing quite well. It's established. It's an older tank, not by much, but probably about a month older than the one on the bottom, so it's more dialed in. The one at the bottom is algae fields, and the reason for that is simple. I left the lights on and forgot to switch the timer from outlet mode back to timer mode. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up and do a few water changes. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that water changes with algae blooms will help, but it's not going to be instant fix. I did about 6 water changes that were 80%, and my water's still quite cloudy from algae. So give it time, cut back on the lighting, and the adding of a UV sterilizer might help drastically. So now I'm in the next steps for the aquariums. Both 55-gallon aquariums. Hardscape is pretty much complete, and I know I apologize for the bottom tank being so cloudy and algae filled. I just did another water change on it while filming this video, and it's clearing up tremendously. But the hardscapes are done. The livestock is almost complete on both tanks. I need to introduce a few more fish. On the bottom tank, I want to introduce a couple more species of cory cats for a bottom feeder to clean that up. I want to introduce a few fancy plecos in both aquariums. Nothing crazy, just something to help provide a aesthetic value, and at the same time, it's going to be a bottom feeder, help eat all the uneaten food and such. But I also want to add a few more fancy swordtails to the bottom tank, maybe some more tetras. The top tank, I want some roseline sharks in there. I introduced 3, but the shipment didn't go well and it was unsuccessful. That was really unfortunate. Those fish are amazing, and with the rainbow fish that are currently in there, I think that was a really great combination. They complement each other very strongly. But it's time to introduce the next phase, and that's planting the aquarium. I'm going to try to do it all at once, but I know that's not going to be possible because some of the species of plants that I want to keep in those tanks
are not going to be available, or some are more rare. So as they become available through listings or wholesalers or suppliers, I will get them as I see them. So I can promise you the tanks won't be fully completely planted all at once, but for the majority I'm going to try to get the plants all at once. And this tank, the purpose of it is going to be satisfaction, and it's going to have a role of inspiration to the community. I want to show people that through just the basic technologies of aquarium, basically you don't have to go all out and go crazy and break the bank to have an aquarium that you can actually sit back and relax and have it look halfway decent. Now, the point, I'm sitting in the office and behind me is my 55-gallon reef-ready tank that used to be my saltwater tank. For a while, I was debating on having this plumbed in to the 125-gallon saltwater tank. That way it could grow out macroalgae, but also be a display tank for macroalgae. Maybe put a couple seahorses in there, a mandarin with some copepods or something. But I wanted to have this to serve as a nitrate sponge. I wanted to absorb waste in the aquarium, and those plants, the macroalgae, could thrive off it and grow off of that. At the same time, those macroalgae could be a food source to tangs, maybe a butterfly fish, and another fish, an angelfish, and another fish that I don't want to announce quite yet, because that was going to be one of the main attractions going into the 125. And it being such a delicate fish and delicate finish, I really didn't want to. Everything in my body was telling me with the tang load that I'm going to be introducing and the angels, it might not be a good idea to introduce this fish. If it could go very good or very bad. Either the fish is going to be very successful going into the aquarium, or it's going to be a disaster, because the next couple of fish that I'm introducing, I've already got a sailfin tang, a maroon clown, and a Niger trigger in there. But the next certain fish are probably going to be 3 different species of tangs at once. That way that aggression doesn't get just an outroar. That way all those fish can go in there, and the existing tang isn't going to have much of a chance, because there'll be 3 new tangs, and the 3 new ones won't have a chance to establish territories and become dominant. And then I'm going to introduce 2 other secret fish that I almost said, and then the last one was supposed to be something really special. That really special fish is probably going to go into this 55-gallon aquarium, and I'm probably going to introduce 2 of them, because when in the wild they are always found just like butterflies in pairs or in groups. So I think that fish coloration and its elegance will do very well in this office, and I think this would provide an excellent backdrop for when I'm filming videos, guys. I want you guys to take some guesses on what this fish is going to be. I'm very excited to plant these aquariums. I've got some stuff going on with the goldfish. Some bad things have happened, but we're going to move forward. I've got to make an Oscar tank for the Oscar that you guys see in this aquarium and get him some tank mates. I'm thinking about expanding my African cichlids, which I haven't really even shown you guys yet since I've been back. I've got a lot going on. The saltwater tank is really the main focus right now. It's going to be a simple tank, but it's going to be enjoyable. And that's my main goal with all my tanks. We're going to make it simple but enjoyable, and basically get behind the science on how things work and why we don't need to listen to the industries and break our banks. And if you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the bell button and hit the subscription button. If you guys are already subscribed, hit the bell button. That way you'll be notified when new videos come out. Until next week's video, I've been Wayne with Wayne's Fish World, and I hope you liked the video. Share the love below. Later.